Hey Robo Buddies! So, I went to a Scholastic book fair this week, and I have got a crazy ton of books for you all. So, this Scholastic book fair wasn't the typical kind of book fair that you went to whenever you were in, elementary school and middle school. This was a warehouse sale, so every single thing in this book fair was 25 to 50% off, if not more. I bought 40 books. And you're probably gonna think, man, that is such a waste of money. I mean, you could be spending that money on starving children, and before you turn off this video, or before you criticize me for spending the money, first of all, I only spent $144 on 40 books, which is a crazy good deal. And second of all, I do spend money on starving children, so it's not like I'm being, very materialistic in this spending. But the reason why I bought these books was because I'm an English teacher, and so these books are for my students. They can benefit from them, I can benefit from them. It's a win-win. So I was so stoked to be able to do this, needless to say. But I just wanted to throw that disclaimer out there, because sometimes it's so frustrating watching haul videos and seeing these people buy this stuff that they're only going to use themselves, and there are so many other areas in the world that could greatly benefit from our money. So I just wanted to throw that out there. These books are not just for me, they're also for work. So this book fair was an hour and a half there and an hour and a half back on a school night, no less. But my coworker and her daughter and I had such a blast just shopping for books, and it was a wonderful time. If you ever have a Scholastic warehouse sale in your area, definitely go to it. So the first book I got was The Whisper by Emma Clayton. This is the second book in the Roar series. I got it for $1. It normally is $7. The second book I got was A Wrinkle in Time by Madeleine L'Engle. This book was half off of $7. The third and fourth books that I got were The Battle of the Labyrinth and The Last Olympian. These are books 4 and 5 of the Percy Jackson Greek Mythology series by Rick Riordan. This one was $3, originally $7, and this one was $3, originally $8. Why the difference in price there? Or original price, rather? I have no idea. And then I got The Lost Hero, which was half off of $8, Son of Neptune, which is hardcover, and it's half off of $20, and The Mark of Athena, which is also hardcover, and it's half off of $20. All of these are the Roman Mythology series by Rick Riordan. I got the first book in the Red Pyramid series by Rick Riordan. This was half off of $8. I also got the second book, The Throne of Fire by Rick Riordan, half off of $8. And the third book, The Serpent's Shadow, which is half off of $8 as well, and this is the Egyptian Mythology series. I got the Red Pyramid in graphic novel form, and it's in color. This is half off of $13. The next book I got was One for the Murphys by Linda Moulay Hunt. I've never read this book before, but some of my students were reading it, so I was like, hey, that looks really interesting. Plus, I really like her shoes. So this was half off of $6. The next books I got were Unwind and Unholy by Neil Schusterman. Elle Fowler here on YouTube talked about these books, and they seem like really excellent dystopian YA novels. This is book 1, it was half off of $9, and this was book 2 in hardcover, and it was half off of $18. Then I got Match, which is currently sitting on my bookshelf because I'm so excited to actually own a copy myself. So that was paperback, and it was half off of $7. And then I got the sequel, Crossed by Ali Condi, and it's hardcover, and it was half off of $18. I didn't get Reached, however, because I own it myself, and so I didn't want to spend the money. I also got Holes by Louis Sacher? I never knew how to pronounce his last name, but this was half off of $6. And I got Every Soul a Star by Wendy Mass. I've never read this book before, but it looked intriguing. It was half off of $6. I also got the Moby Dick graphic novel. This is in color, and it looks like a really phenomenal way to introduce these kids to classic literature in a way that is relatable and fun for them. This was $4, and it was originally $10. I also got Entwined by Heather Dixon. This book, I love the way that the cover looks, and Elle Fowler did a book review on this, and I have been excited to read it ever since. And I actually read this book in 2 days, and it was phenomenal. Definitely expect a book review about this. I've never read anything like it, and it was half off of $9. I also got Hatchet by Gary Polson, which is one of my all-time favorite books. I read it in 4th grade. It was great. This is half off of $6. I also got Midnight Magic by Avie. This is half off of $7. I got The True Confessions of Charlotte Doyle, also by Avie. And this was half off of $7. I got Number the Stars by Lois Lowry, who also wrote The Giver. I read this book back whenever I was in middle school, and I thought it was really awesome. This was half off of $7. The Willoughbys by Lois Lowry. This cover was so beautifully intriguing. I just thought it looks great. And what's kind of cool too is that that little door is actually cut out in the book. And then there's this little baby house. I'm so stoked to read this. But this was half off of 16, kind of expensive for such a small book. But the paper, it's like that fancy kind of paper with the crazy jagged edges. I am so excited for this book. I also got Fire Horse by Diane Lee Wilson. This was $2.50. It was originally $7. I got Gregor the Overlander by Susan Collins, who wrote The Hunger Games, and I haven't heard anything about this, but I figured, hey, if it's the writer of The Hunger Games, I definitely need to check that out. So this was originally $7. I got it for half off. I got Lock and Key by Sarah Dessen. This was half off of $9. I got Bridge to Terabithia by Catherine Patterson, and this was half off of $5. I got Mrs. Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs. I couldn't even make it through the first chapter because the pictures freaked me out so incredibly much. Like, this book is... It was so creepy. I could not read it. However, I have met people who loved this book. It's won a ton of awards, and apparently he takes the vintage photographs and ties them into characters in the story. So I figured I'm gonna go ahead and get it. I am not keeping it anywhere near me, though. This is getting out of my house as soon as possible because it weirds me out. However, this was half off of $10. I also got Flutter by Erin E. Moulton. Looks intriguing, no clue what it's about, but it was half off of $6. I got 6 copies of the first Harry Potter book. These were all paperback, and they were all half off of $5. And I got 3 copies of Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. These were half off of $5. I got Uglies, Shay's Story by Scott Westerfeld, and it is the graphic novel form in black and white. I also got Lone Wolf by Jodi Picoult, apparently is how you pronounce it. But this was half off of $16. This is not going to school, by the way. This is my own personal copy that I'm so stoked to read. I just realized the Roar #2, 50% off of $1, so I only paid 50 cents for that novel. Whoa, Percy Jackson, I only paid $1.50. It was half off of the 3, so both of those Percy Jacksons were only $1.50. Holy cow, that Fire Horse was $1.25. So all of the ones that were super inexpensive already were even more super inexpensive. Plus, I got a $25 discount for being an educator. So I ended up paying $130.75, and then I had to pay $9.94 in taxes. So the total amount of money that I paid was $140.69, and I bought 39 items, not 40. I thought it was 40. Wow, this was an awesome deal, and I am so stoked. I don't know which book that I should read next. I read Entwined. Now I'm looking for another book to read. So out of those books, which ones do you think I should read next? I already read a lot of those books in there, but yeah, definitely put which one you would read next in a comment below. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this enormous book haul, and I will see you all eventually. Alright, ciao.